Welcome to the Know Before You Go Travel Show, where we share all the latest travel tips, tricks, and insights to make your next vacation the best one yet. So sit back, relax, grab a cocktail, and enjoy the show with Penyak Travel's George Penyak and our senior travel consultant, Janet Penyak.
What is up, everybody?
Hey, everyone.
We are back for another edition of the Know Before You Go Travel Show, and we have another unique episode. I say that every single time, but this one is super unique.
Yes.
Because I remember a couple weeks ago, we had Brian on the show.
Yep.
And we had Brian, we had him call in, and I rigged up the computer, and I rigged up the podcast studio, and we had someone call in, and we were super excited about it.
Yes, so we had a third person on, but he was in Charlotte.
He was in Charlotte, and we're going to do more shows like that where we can call in some experts and have people, you know, be part of the show that aren't here with us. But today we have a very special episode because we have a third person in the studio for the first time ever. This is a Know Before You Go Travel Show first ever. And we actually have our brand new executive assistant, Joe Clevenger, in the house.
Hey, guys.
Joe is in the house. So we're super excited to have her here. And I think, so Joe just went on this incredible trip to Ireland.
Well, it was like 6 months ago, but yeah.
Yeah, it was. Well, yeah, I guess she just.
My God, I can't believe it's been almost 6 months.
It was 6 months ago?
It's almost Thanksgiving.
May.
Wow. Holy smokes. Well, it's like Christmas now almost. So
basically Christmas, yeah.
Yeah. You know, people, we were talking about this on the last podcast, people just like skip Thanksgiving.
Yep.
It's the speed bump to Christmas, which is super disappointing.
Not the Penyaks, though, because you guys have a turkey.
We do have a turkey sitting on our counter.
We have a turkey?
Not like the stuffed animal turkey.
Stuffed
not
animal
a raw
turkey, not a stuffed turkey. Okay, good.
I was going to say, have you seen him? He's on the kitchen counter.
No, I've been gone a lot.
That's our Thanksgiving decoration.
Okay, so we're being festive here then.
Yes.
So anyway, we got an awesome show here. So we're really excited to talk about Ireland and introduce Joe. So we've needed a full-time assistant for a long time.
Yes.
And so we're to the point now we got to bring help on board. We've got a ton of agents. The business is growing so fast, and it's really exciting. And a lot of it is to do with a lot of our listeners that call in and message us in, and we love you guys so much, and we're so excited to have your ear and your attention. And we hope we're giving you a little vacation for your earbuds. That's what I call this show.
Yeah, I think so.
Vacation for your earbuds.
Yeah. And
I love that.
And Joe's listening to the podcast.
I am. I'm doing research by listening to George and Janet.
Listen to us ramble. And Janet gives
I say ramble. Yeah.
Janet gives me the shut up finger, like, hey, keep it going.
I'm ready to see the shut up finger.
You'll probably see it today.
I'll start quote rambling, but anyways, no, super exciting stuff. So, Joe went to Ireland. How long were you in Ireland?
Well, we were in Ireland 9 nights, but we actually started in London for five nights, and then flew over. And I know you guys were just in London, but
that is right. Yeah,
yeah, they were on a 2-week trip.
Yeah, and Janet, I know you booked the trip and planned the whole trip, so we got all the ins and outs here. So this will be a really cool show. I've never been to Ireland.
Yep.
But I've drank my fair share of Irish whiskey and all that good stuff.
And he's been practicing his
Irish accent.
and it is morning, Friday morning.
It is Friday morning.
But so you went to London first, which Janet and I just got back from, and London.
They spent a lot more time in London.
Yeah, I know. I'm kind of jealous of that.
Yeah.
Curious your perspective, real quick, on the bars, because this is my perspective on like the pubs in London. Is that you don't really sit at the bar. There's not many. We went into a lot of pubs, and the bar stools were like half full. Like there's only half the bar.
It's mostly tables that people sat at. And the ones we went in.
Do you remember that?
We actually ate most of our meals in London at a bar.
At a bar, okay. So like literally at the bar.
At the bar.
Oh.
I don't know, though.
Interesting.
I'm older than you, so I might, maybe it's because I need a seat.
No, well, I mean, I just never, I never remember seeing the like the ones we went into, like the bar it would be a nice bar, but there's no bar stools.
Yeah.
No,
and
yeah,
it's like,
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah,
they do that.
And
but
it's like, grab your drink here and then go sit down. It's like, oh, well, I want to kind of enjoy the bar. But.
And a lot of people were just outside the bar standing with beer or cider.
Yes. We didn't try it. No, I did have a cider. We had a cider in
somewhere
France, I think. Yeah, Bordeaux had that cider.
Oh.
It was like a rosé cider. It was pretty good.
Yeah.
Rosé all day.
Well, we're not talking about Bordeaux again.
No, we're not talking about Bordeaux. So Ireland. So
let's talk about what she did in London.
Well, that's what I meant.
She was there a lot longer than us.
The Ireland trip. So you left from Charlotte, I take it.
We left from Charlotte.
Overnight flight.
Almost missed our flight from Charlotte to Dulles.
Yep.
And we actually slept in
Dulles for the night.
And then got up early in the morning and had a direct flight to
So
London.
it was
okay.
So there's a couple of these, and they're not. I don't think they're year round, but randomly I find them. But and United does it out of Dulles. You can leave early in the morning, and then you can get into London the same day. You just get into London that night, but then you avoid the overnight flight, which obviously we know how you hate long overnight flights. So
I was about to say, this is an absolute game changer. American Airlines, if you're listening.
Yeah, it's not American.
I know it's United, but have a trip during the day.
Yeah, I know. I did see one time from Philly that did that, but I haven't seen it.
Really? I mean, see, that's a game changer, at least for me, because I mean, I think a lot of people struggle with the jet lag because you fly overnight, and it's really brutal for some people.
It was easier to
adjust.
To acclimate to the time, because I think. Well, I have.
Yeah, what time did you land?
I actually have my itinerary.
You landed like 10 o'clock or something, London time, I think?
Yes, we arrived at 8:55, and I think by the time we checked into our hotel, which we love those accommodations.
Yes.
My husband said Janet was on point with them.
Oh, she's in Fuego.
Centrally located. And that specific location was what was it?
Park Plaza, Westminster Bridge.
Yeah.
Oh, in
which
London?
is another
Yeah.
one that I said on our London podcast that I recommend. It's a great location.
And it had a great restaurant.
Yep.
With a jazz bar. We visited. We
Oh, a
frequented
jazz
it.
bar?
Yes.
We didn't have a jazz bar when we went.
No, and
No.
we talked about this last night at dinner, but I had a really good burger.
Oh, yeah, that's right. The burger I had was weird. It was different.
It was.
Yeah.
They had great food, and coming in at 11 at night. By the time we got to the hotel, it was late, but they still had food because I was hungry because plain food isn't always.
Yeah.
I don't like to eat it.
Yeah,
there's some weird stuff on.
But so you left early in the morning, landed at 8 p.m.
9 p.m.
9 p.m.
That
and
is
then
nice.
we
Really
stayed
nice.
up long enough that when we woke up the next day, we were fresh and ready to roll.
Yeah, so
Shout out
that's
United
awesome.
for having that. That is really good.
Yeah.
That's really good. So, what was your favorite part of London? I know there's a lot.
Not my favorite part was jumping off the ledge at
Buckingham Palace. You twisted your ankle.
Here's a note before you go. Do not jump up don't climb the ledge. It's a great view, but when jumping down, bad things can happen. But I did love the view. But then because of my injury on my ankle that was a little tweaked, we ended up riding bikes throughout the city because walking kind of was an option.
Oh, so we were just talking about on our last, and we talked about last night at dinner, the Lime bikes, and that's what we really enjoyed.
Which we just talked about on our Paris podcast.
Yeah. So you did the regular bikes.
Yes,
you
my
pedaled.
husband loves to ride. We don't ride bikes around town, but
Yeah.
if you're in London, it's because getting in a taxi or cab, you would just be sitting in traffic.
Right.
So we
Yeah.
could zip around on the bikes and then leave them and then go to another area. But I think this is something is seasonal, but something I loved was the Underbelly Festival. Mm-hmm. It's kind of a hidden gem where I felt as if I was part of.
You were a local.
I was a local. And
Yeah.
Okay. What is the
entertainment, food, cocktails.
What is it? Just like
it's a festival that they hold, I think, from April to September. But the concierge at the Park Plaza was really kind of figured out that we weren't the average tour. We did some of the things that, obviously I climbed the ledge at Buckingham Palace, but for dinners, we kind of like to find those little hidden places.
Yep.
So
went off the beaten path.
We did.
Became a local.
You got to. You've got to when you go there.
They have like a special. It's Mims. I don't know. I'm not from London, but it's some type of alcohol beverage that has fruit in it. So we had that.
Underbelly.
The Underbelly.
I wonder why they
Very
named it
cool.
the Underbelly.
Yeah, if you use the hashtag Underbelly, you'll find it.
Okay,
People
on
post,
Instagram,
but it's
hashtag Underbelly. I bet you would find some colorful things.
Oh,
also.
probably.
Someone says hashtag
and we
Underbelly.
went to a comedy
I'm doing
show
it.
there.
I'm going hashtag Underbelly.
Yeah.
Well, you guys keep describing this.
We went to a comedy show, which was a lot of fun.
Yes.
But every night we would kind of end up at the Underbelly to have, different.
Because you said there's like different food vendors and all sorts of.
One night we had some type of Thai food. One night we had a Mexican street taco.
Oh, that's cool.
So, and everyone had told me that I wouldn't like the food in London. Mm-hmm. Loved London food. Loved Ireland as well.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah,
what else?
I enjoyed the food too in London, except for that.
Except for your ostrich burger.
I had
or whatever.
the one weird burger, and maybe I just probably wasn't. I was expecting something else. And maybe if I would mentally prepare myself for that kind of burger, maybe it would have been good. I don't know. So I just did the hashtag underbelly.
Yeah.
And there's some festival things that pop up, and there's also some
weird things.
Some very weird things. That's one of those things that you're going to search, and you don't know.
He's like, maybe don't search. But if maybe underbelly
Underbelly.
Oh,
wow.
that's not it.
That's not it.
Maybe underbelly festival.
Underbelly.
Yeah,
festival.
Maybe that.
Okay.
Try that.
All right. Yeah, there's some related hashtags here. Bark at the moon. I don't know.
Interesting.
It was fun.
Very cool.
Not some of those things you just showed me from your phone.
And honestly, if you're in a place like that and there's a festival going on, try to go. Try to go experience it. A lot of times, I think you'll see a lot of locals. We did the what do we do? We were in Jamaica and did the tourism festival, their annual event.
Oh yeah,
and that was awesome.
That was crazy.
Yeah, I got out in the. I remember they had like that big. Stage.
They had a stage and a bar in the ocean.
They were floating in the
right
ocean.
Right off the beach. It was really cool.
And they anchored it down. It was probably like 100.
This is in Jamaica?
This is in Jamaica. This is probably like 50 yards out or 40 yards out from the beach. And there's like a stage with lights and a band. And the guy yells, I remember the DJ yells, there's like hundreds and hundreds of people at this thing. And the guy's like, everyone off the beach. And I had a few rum and diets, whatever I was drinking. I was feeling very confident, so I trot my butt out there with just in my bathing suit out, and I'm the only one in the ocean. The guy's yelling at me, get on the beach, and I'm just sitting out there dancing, just trying to steal the spotlight.
I thought you just said they were coming. He was saying get off the beach.
No. Yeah, no. I mean, yeah, that's right. Get on the beach. Get out of the water on the beach. And I'm the guy that just ran back out there because no one was out there, and I was dancing. And
you wanted to be in the spotlight.
I like
he
the
likes
spotlight.
The spotlight, yeah.
And so, I remember the DJ got clever and said, okay, all right, fine, you want to dance? He goes, and he said something and it queued up all the Jamaicans to create this like 70-person circle around me in the ocean.
Yeah.
And next thing I know, I'm surrounded by Jamaicans and they're all dancing. And then before I know it, he says something and they all close in on me, splashing me with water. It was like the wildest things I've ever done.
No, he came out and he was like, oh my God, that was the coolest thing ever.
It was awesome at the time. And then we had to tour the property the next day and I wasn't feeling that good. But,
yeah, no, we needed a cheeseburger that day.
But anyway, so let's go. We're getting off on the tangent here.
Off base like you usually do.
Let's get back to London. So you did 5 nights in London.
Well, what else did you do? So Underbelly, what are some other things that you saw there?
Yeah.
We did go to the Tower of London. We actually did it's called the Beef Eater Tour, and my husband was, I feel like I need to tell, my husband is prior military, so he loved that. These beef eaters, they're in this amazing outfit.
Yeah.
Costume, but not really, because it's an honor for them to be a beef eater and give the information in the tours, and they actually get to live on property.
Very cool.
I believe they're retired. So my husband thought that was really, really cool. And the other thing that we visited, because my husband's prior military, is the Churchill's War Room. If you ask him, I did not give him enough time there, but I was kind of moving him along. But there's a lot of information, and it was really interesting.
Very interesting.
Yeah, and see, the older I get, the more I get interested in history and stuff. So, like, we saw some of the pieces that we saw in when we were just in
I don't know what
the Mona Lisa, the area the Mona Lisa's in.
Oh yeah,
yeah, and
at the Louvre.
The age of it I thought was fascinating. So I'm getting more and more interested in like the history side when you travel, and so that's something I definitely would have done. And I can see Jeremy loving that too. By the way, I can see him.
Yeah, we were. I feel like we were there a good solid 2 to 3 hours, which for me, I was ready to go find a cider.
That's a long time. Yeah, no, for me too. Like that's a long time to be at a particular 100% agree. 100% agree. So you're there 5 nights, and then how long were you in Ireland? We're not skipping. I just want to make sure we get clear for the audience.
9 nights.
So
you were gone 14 nights, 2 weeks.
Plus the other night.
Which is probably not our sweet spot of travel.
So that's
because
a long time.
It's long. But we always feel like we go over so far. We should,
see it all that you can. Yeah.
Yes. But they're totally different.
Yeah.
Totally different. Well, I mean, London's one city, and then we visited so many cities within Ireland, and there we drove ourselves, which is...
That's fun.
And you like that, right? Because Ireland's super easy to get around on your own. Like, I always say you could easily just go over there, rent a car, and
And all I kept telling my husband was stay left.
Stay drive on the opposite side of the road.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it was, and there's roundabouts, which when you're going around a roundabout and you're staying left,
that would be confusing.
Yes.
Oh gosh, yeah, it was accident city for me. I would just
say that's like when you turned into the wrong lane, oncoming traffic when you were driving on the left.
Where was I? St. Thomas. I got pulled over.
Yeah, we got pulled over.
Yeah, I was like, great. That did. I made it like 2 miles, and I'm like, this is really confusing, but I think I'll be fine. And then like 5 minutes, and I'm like,
yeah, he did really good. He had put both of us on the documentation so that I could drive.
Oh yeah,
I think so. If he was having too much cider or beer, then I think no.
Yeah,
I wasn't comfortable. My job was to say,
I
keep
left,
do that. Keep left. That's what I did.
I wouldn't want to do that.
But that's a really good way to try. I mean, if you can get away with that and you're comfortable doing that, that is a really good way to go, because then you have control over your time. And I think Ireland, I've never been, but from what you've told me and the experience you had, it's a very drivable, like you can just go.
Yeah.
Oh, yes. And you see all of these tour buses, and you stop when they stop.
Right.
Yeah.
Where we could stop and just take pictures.
And get out wherever you wanted to. And the countryside's beautiful,
oh,
right?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
And funny, it barely rained.
Really?
I had this specific jacket that would, roll up into like a ball that I could keep in my bag. And I had to pull it out once.
And then, Ireland, it rains a lot there, I think.
So you're there early summer or late spring?
End of May.
Yeah, end of May.
Okay.
Early June. Yeah.
Sounds like a good time of year to go.
We try to travel in May for our anniversary.
Yeah.
So we actually flew into Dublin on our anniversary. So that was
very
fun.
cool.
Oh,
So
awesome.
what did you guys do in Dublin? What did you like about it?
I loved, it was our first night there. So just going in, you go to the Temple Bar area and there's just all the live music. And again, the food. I looked this up because one of the restaurants on the night that we went for our anniversary, we had a little table right in the window, and I had our appetizer was beer bread, stout bread, and it was all bread.
Yeah. Carbo loading.
I know.
Very good.
All healthy eating goes out when you're on vacation. But
of course. Yeah.
It was so good. Irish soda bread, beer bread, and stout bread. And then we had our main dish were these 3 stews, lamb, beef, and pork.
Oh, that's cool.
Again, not something I would normally do, but I really would try to.
I don't think I would eat that, though.
Yeah, you're not going to eat local.
I'm not adventurous at all. And I know that's terrible, and I get crap for that because
it's not bad. It's just personal preference.
Yeah, I don't like it.
You do need to try new things sometimes, though.
See, and
I'm okay.
the lamb was not my thing. So my husband, I love him. He notices that wasn't my jam, so he ate that one because we always share when we travel, so we can drink. Then we have more alcohol. But this particular place, it was called the Box Tea House, and they were known for their fries. So even though we had the bread and we had the stew, then they said,
and you had French fries?
Yes, and they had this batter on them, and they were amazing.
So the Box Tea House.
The Box Tea
Definitely
House.
recommend it.
Yes, it was so
We'll put
good.
that in the show notes. If there's a website of that, we'll put that in the show notes. That's a good one.
Yeah.
And I think Dublin is when we went to Guinness.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
You toured
Yes,
that? Oh,
yes,
wow.
and you can get tickets before you go. But this was my husband's favorite part because you were able to get your picture on the head of a beer.
Oh,
Do you remember me sending that to you?
you sent that to me. That was really cool.
Yeah, they somehow laser. I don't know how they
So on like the head of the beer, you know how it
The
has
top,
the
the
foam?
foam?
Yeah.
my face, Jeremy and I. It's called a stoutie. Our face instead of a selfie.
Oh, that's
And
Put
the
it in the
entire
beer.
time, he could drink the entire beer and it was still our face.
and you're looking at your
Oh,
own
wow.
face.
It was the coolest.
Yeah, I
How
was
long
gonna
did
say
that take?
that's pretty cool.
What, do they take a picture of you and then etch it? Like,
Yeah, and it was like so quick. And it wasn't even, I don't even think it was maybe a buck or I don't know what.
That's a cool idea.
That's
I
very
know.
cool.
I would. That's that's something you don't see over here very often.
And it was at Guinness that I truly fell in love with cider. Because I'm not a beer drinker. My husband's a craft beer guy. And so he's always like, try this beer. And I'm like, it tastes like beer.
Yeah.
But now we go places and in the States, you just can't get cider the same. And,
No, I don't think. I agree with you. Yeah.
And Guinness has it's called Rockshore, but they said it probably will never come to the States.
Oh, wow.
Guinness, send us a pack.
I don't think we're cider drinkers as they are, but
Yeah.
Yeah, we probably are more like just raw beer drinkers over here. And we have Anheuser-Busch. We have so many big companies that just pure beer.
it's so good.
I
Like the
know.
Budweiser.
I had that rosé cider in Bordeaux, and it was fabulous.
Yeah.
And I don't when I like a good red wine. I like I'll occasionally like to drink a rosé. Like we have a couple bottles of rosé here at the house, but it's and the rosé is not as sweet. But they had a rosé cider, and I'm like, I'll try it. It was a little sweet for me because I'm so used to drinking like a beer or red wine, so it was a little sweeter, but it wasn't like overly sweet where like you've had some ciders. There it is. I'm good for one.
Folks, she literally does do the wrap it up finger. Yeah. But
I'm gonna film that and post that on our Instagram. Be like, this is what I'm talking about.
This
everybody.
is what she does.
There you go. That's
that
fine.
winding motion with your finger. All my guys out there, you probably know. You've probably got it from your wife. Like, hey, come on. Wrap it up.
Well, we're just talking about rosé cider.
Cider in Ireland is different than anything it was amazing. So now here in the States, we're always trying to find a place where I can find
Where you can get some good
the good cider, but it's so tasty.
Yeah. So
But by the end of our trip, I was having cider at 10 a.m. in the airport when we were flying out. Jeremy said, "What is going on?" I'm like,
What's like? I was just say you're soaking in the last few moments of your vacation.
Yes.
I like to do that too because I'm like, well, this is the last day it's acceptable for me to do this. So, and who doesn't like a good airport beer or drink or whatever?
It's crazy. As much as I travel, I see almost every time, and I don't knock them. I just think it's kind of interesting, I guess. But no matter what, and see, anyone can be on any time in an international airport.
Right.
You don't know what time time frame they're on. They could be coming over from wherever, but all the time, if I have an early flight out of like a Charlotte or a Dallas or somewhere, I'll be walking through the airport at 7:30 a.m., 8 a.m. We're crushing beers. There's not me, but I see people just
beer
drinking beer.
And I see the wine too, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I could not do that.
At 7:30, 8 in the morning, I'm like, my God. And then I always think, okay, where could they be traveling from where it's 5
you got to think about
5 p.m.
that.
somewhere.
Yeah.
It's 5 o'clock somewhere, or are they just nervous to fly? I think you have a lot of nervous flyers out there that are just like going to calm their nerves.
We usually do have a cocktail as soon as we get to the airport.
Yeah, no, I like it to kind of, calm my nerves because as much as we travel, I still get nervous flying.
See, I used to be I
used to be a really good flyer, and then George used to be a bad flyer, and now we've flip flopped.
Oh, I'm like
I get like the
it.
second I feel turbulence, I'm like, oh my God,
yeah, see,
we're gonna die.
I think I've done 140 flights this year alone.
Yeah,
and that is. So now I'm numb to it. Now I get excited when we get a little turbulence, something interesting.
Well,
it's
George,
a boring flight.
And
if
George,
it's I'm like, all right, bring on a little bumps here.
Well, he also makes me watch air disasters,
which I thought we didn't end up watching that last night.
No.
Yeah, we didn't end up watching it. It got too late, but I do. It is
a fascinating show. If you have not checked it out,
it's on Discovery. It's called Air Disasters.
But if you're scared to fly, maybe don't
watch
it. But what it does, what Air Disasters does, it goes through it takes all the commercial aviation disasters ever happened in the world, not just the United States, and it goes through on why it happened.
Yeah, and then how they fix it
and how they fix it.
So it is very interesting. But
I actually feel safer flying knowing what I know I've watched the entire series, and I feel safer flying knowing what I know now than I would have had I just not known some of the protections that are in place.
You should hear him sometimes. He'll be like, "Oh, well, it's probably such and such." And I'm like, "What?"
Yeah, I act like I'm some sort of diagnostic.
Are you an NTSB guy now?
No, not at all. But I am fascinated by them. So, but no, but yeah. So we're off on another tangent.
Yes. Okay. So you went to.
You didn't tell him to wrap that up.
No,
we're
I
way
did
off
not.
the reservation.
Well, because he didn't ramble too long.
Okay.
Yeah. So now the next city that you went, what was it? Kilkenny, right? I believe that. I'm pretty sure it was Kilkenny after that.
Kilkenny. And all of these drives from city to city are like two.
I was going to say it's not far. So it's easy drive.
And so the majority of the places, I think we stayed 2 to 3 nights. Yeah, most of the ones, we've stayed one
in Cork, I think, right?
Yeah, 1 night in Cork, but everywhere else, no, 2 nights in Cork. We only stayed 1 in Kilkenny.
Okay, 1 in Kilkenny, 2 nights in Cork, and then you went to Killarney.
Yes,
you like Killarney?
Right. Is that where the Blarney Castle? And
no, I think that was outside of Cork.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So you kissed the
Blarney Stone.
And your husband wouldn't do it because everyone kisses it. I don't blame him.
Germaphobe. But you're at the top of a castle.
I was gonna say, so tell people what that is.
Yeah. So and I don't really like heights, so I almost chickened out. But it was one of those things like I'm probably never going to come back to kiss the Blarney Stone. I mean, maybe I will, but so you're exploring this castle, which is absolutely gorgeous. And then at the very top, there's this spot where you can bend over. I'm surprised that I could do that. But there were men holding onto your feet, and you kiss the Blarney Stone. There's a video of it.
Is it you have to get on your back and
Yeah.
kiss
Yeah.
the underside of it?
You're kissing and it's very shiny. It's just this little area. I mean, but I did it.
What's
Very
what's the
nice.
significance of that?
I-
Do we know? Can we?
I don't know.
I feel like
All right, I'll
Yeah,
look it up while you guys move on.
I don't.
feel as
look,
if
I don't know
it's-
what that is.
I don't want.
I mean,
say
I've
the
heard
wrong-
of it,
I don't
but-
want to say what it is and be incorrect. So
Yeah.
we'll let George do his.
I'll just
do his
my-
research,
Yeah, I'll just
yeah.
do some
But and the grounds are gorgeous. The people say you see one castle, you see them all,
Right.
but the grounds were just gorgeous, and so we were able to explore that. And coming from South Carolina where it was hot,
Oh,
to
yeah,
going
it was
to
nice
there,
and refreshing.
Yeah, I rocked my leather jacket the entire 14 nights.
Yeah. So, what was the weather like during that time of year? Like, what was the average high temperature?
I would say in London it maybe got to 70s.
Yeah.
Like low
Right.
70s. But, in the morning I would have a hat on and gloves.
So it's a good time to go get out of the heat.
Yeah, I had a leather jacket on with usually a hoodie or something underneath the entire time, and I was good. There was only one time when we were at the cliffs of
Moher.
that I was cold and I whined about my ankle.
All right.
That I should have wore my boots.
All right, so here's the Blarney Stone. For those that just did some Wikipediaing, here we go. The Blarney Stone is a block of carboniferous, I'm probably saying that wrong, carboniferous limestone built into the battlements of the Blarney Castle, about 5 miles from Cork, Ireland. According to legend, kissing the stone endows the kisser with the gift of the gab,
Oh.
great eloquence, or a skill at flattery. The stone was set into the tower of the castle in 1446. The castle was a popular tourist site in Ireland, attracting visitors from all over the world to kiss the stone and tour the castle and its gardens. I'm with Jeremy. I don't know if I'd kiss it with that many people kissing it.
There was a lot of people.
Flu season.
Wow.
Well, no, you weren't there in flu season, but still,
No.
I mean,
Well, yeah, you can kind of catch the flu anytime, right?
But here's
and that's like Mono City. Everyone's gonna have mono.
Yeah.
I know.
It was
I would
fine.
actually. I would do it. I'm just joking. I
I'm
would do
still
it.
here, but
Yeah.
it wasn't about the germs for me.
Yeah.
It was about hanging my head from this very high portion of the castle.
Yeah, I would have been a little
But
nervous.
there are
Wait, were you off the ledge? Was your neck off the ledge or something? Or?
yeah, you kind of have to do this back bend, and there are bars, but still, like you could.
Yeah, it's a long. Yeah, but there's. Yeah, I would.
It's scary, but it was a really cool experience. We loved exploring the
Yeah.
grounds and just being. And I'm like that though. When I get to a new location, I get a little emotional. Those places that you've never thought you've only seen them on, pictures,
Like
and then you're
Instagram
there.
and yeah.
yeah. And
That's
it's-
cool.
It's gorgeous. So
Yeah, you
And
definitely
then-
have a new appreciation when you travel somewhere. So to your point, like seeing it on TV and 4K and all the the high def stuff that we have nowadays, still doesn't replace being there. Like none of it's kind of like a lot of things relate to me like the Grand Canyon. You have to go see it. You can't
Yeah.
all these videos and drones and all that crap. It doesn't. It's not the same. It's
Right.
just
Do it
not the
justice.
same.
That's right.
So you got to go see it.
So when you guys went to Killarney, did you guys do the Ring of Kerry?
oh yeah,
Yep.
And we drove.
It was and that was pretty.
yeah, gorgeous,
Very cool.
so beautiful.
So all the meals you said last night were over dinner. You said you get chips at every meal, right?
Yes, basically French fries.
French
not
fries, yeah.
not what we would consider chips. Everything. I ordered a salad, and it comes with a side of fries.
That's pretty cool. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
I love French fries.
Yeah.
No, and again, everyone talked about how that they didn't love the food in Ireland. There was one bad meal, but I think it was me choosing poorly. Mm-hmm. But the restaurants were also good. A lot of them, some of them were actually in the accommodations that you had booked for us, which was really great. Because after 9 days, sometimes you just want to be close and.
Oh yeah, no, we like just kind of hanging by the hotel sometimes, and then you just go right up to bed after. So it's
Yeah.
nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And I always like to stay at a place that has a restaurant on site. I don't
Yeah.
know why. I
Yeah,
just
yeah.
like to have that option because then if you wake up and you don't feel like getting fully dressed and getting out and going to somewhere, it's like, okay, we have that option at the hotel.
Yeah.
And all of ours had a full Irish breakfast.
Yeah,
which,
that's neat.
Blood pudding, weird things.
Oh.
But yeah. But I was always able to.
Blood
have-
pudding?
I was
Yeah.
gonna say that sounds very strange.
I think that's what it's called.
Man.
It wasn't my thing, but there were always.
Was it
things-
red?
No, it's kind of like brown.
Oh.
To me, but it's everyone's eating it. Everyone was doing it.
I'd try it. So I would try.
you would try it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
That was one thing that I would not try.
Yeah, I don't think
And it's a consistency thing. Just I don't know.
Yeah.
But I mean, we usually have eggs and fruit, coffee.
Yeah.
I love my coffee.
Yeah. We would, back to London, we always hit the Starbucks right outside the plaza. I was like,
Gotta love the good old Starbucks.
I know.
Shout out Seattle.
Yeah. So talk about your favorite part of the trip, which was your last stop.
My last stop was at the lodge at Ashford Castle.
Yeah, so Ashford Castle is this beautiful castle near Shannon, Ireland. So when you do Ireland, and if you don't want to go up to Northern Ireland, start in Dublin and end in Shannon. And definitely Ashford Castle is a great way to end the trip.
It was perfect, just because after 14 nights.
Yeah. You wanted to relax.
We wanted to relax, and we actually never left the property. There's a town very close that I'm sure was adorable, but we had hit so many other towns over the 9 days,
right,
that we just kind of hunkered down. The accommodations were gorgeous. We would sit by the fire and have snacks and glasses of wine.
Nice. Yeah.
And the property was beautiful. There was a restaurant in the lodge, and then there was another restaurant. It was a cottage that we ate lunch at one day. We went to the spa at the castle, because you can only go in the castle if you either are having a service or you're staying there.
Yeah, and the castle, to stay there, it can be extremely expensive. Like I'm not a high roller like that. I've booked it for someone before, and it was like $800 a night when they went. Really? Yeah. So, I mean, you might be able to get it for less during off season, but it was pretty expensive. And the lodge is there a
minimum, like 2-night minimum or anything?
I don't know off the top of my head, but
we walked through to go to. Well, a few times we went through it. We were able to go through because we had dinner at the dungeon. Because I mean, when you have the opportunity to have dinner at the dungeon.
You got to have dinner in the dungeon.
And that's where I think we had the 37-ounce porterhouse steak.
30. Oh, yeah, that's right. Oh, my gosh.
And we weren't even really hungry, but it's the dungeon. Yeah. It was our last night.
37-ounce. Wow.
Yeah.
That's something you and I could split. I mean, we wouldn't finish it, but that's what you did.
Yeah, I was going to say, I would never.
Yeah, that's what we did. And
I'm usually go with like my 6-ounce steak.
Yeah, no, we wouldn't finish it, but you have to get it. It's one of those, I would have done the same thing. I would be like,
it's pretty cool.
Porterhouse.
Yeah.
So we were inside the castle for dinner at the dungeon, and then we had a spa service, which was amazing.
That's good.
Oh, that's cool.
And you did.
But my favorite thing on property was we went to the Ireland School of Falconry, and it's where I met my hawk Pippin, and we spent some time in the woods. One of those things that you never think you're going to do. And I wanted my husband to do it too. He's like, nope, I'm going to take pictures. He wasn't so sure, and I wasn't so sure.
He didn't want the hawk on him,
right? Yeah. But you have this glove that goes up into your elbow, and you have his trainer with you, and she's teaching you about the hawk, and he listens, like he knew what to do, because they put food kind of in between your thumb. And so he learns very quickly, if he comes to you, you're going to feed him. So it was raw chicken. A few times she did throw up a mouse so that he would try to catch it in the air.
Oh, wow.
Or she would throw it and try to...
A live mouse or a...
I don't know. I don't want to know. All I said is, do not. I'm okay with a raw chicken meat in between my hands, but do not
a mouse.
And she was great. She was very informative, and Pippin was adorable. And he was only 8 months old. He was actually in training.
Oh, that's cool.
That's so cool.
That's awesome.
So he would fly into the trees, and we'd walk. And if I would extend my arm out to the side, he would know that there was food, and he would come
and land on your arm.
Yes, and you could hear him. He had a little bell on him, so he would come. I have the best videos.
How long did you walk with?
Over an hour.
Oh, that is cool.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's an experience.
And she kept offering Jeremy, like, do you want to? She had this lovely accent. Do you want to try? And he was like, no, I'm good. I'm like, honey, it's not scary. Yeah. He's like, no, I'm enjoying this. I'm watching you. But it was so fun. I have some cute pictures of him. He would just stare at me.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
That's something we would definitely do.
Yeah, no, I would like that.
Yeah.
We love animals, so I would really like that.
What was your most memorable out of the whole trip? So you did 5 nights in London. How many nights?
9 nights in Ireland.
9 nights in Ireland. That's a long time. What was your most memorable stop or item out of the whole trip?
Oh, we went to watch them sheep herding.
Oh.
That was
neat.
Those dogs that herd those sheep are smart, and the sheep are scared of these because
really?
And I'm probably not going to share the story as well as the sheep herder, but the sheep fear the dog as if it was a wolf.
Oh.
And they won't even look in the eyes of the dogs. They are so scared. And then we watched a man
He shaved him, right?
Yes, like had to pull the sheep out of the pen, and he's like holding him down and
shave the wool
so quickly. It was really cool.
Oh, that's cool.
And in Ireland, when you see sheep everywhere, and
Yeah.
they all have a color of paint on their rear, and it's because a lot of the farms share land, and so like red might be for this family. Because Jeremy, why is that sheep have a red butt?
Yeah, that's hilarious.
And that sheep has a yellow butt.
Yeah.
Yeah. So because they're sharing the land. So that was really
That's
exciting.
interesting. That's really
that's
cool.
very neat.
So that was really cool. But I really just, by the end, just kind of hanging out at the cast.
That was your favorite.
Yeah. That's a long trip.
It was long.
Yeah.
But it was a lot of fun.
Yeah.
We haven't, until Janet booked our first trip to Italy the year before, I hadn't, and well, I guess, but I've done sandals in Jamaica, but international Europe, that was our first tour.
Yeah.
But now I've got the bug.
Oh,
I
yeah.
love going.
I feel like
to
once you
Europe.
get the Europe bug, like you can't shake it.
Well,
And
do
once you
the
go
overnight
once-
flight there. It'll shake the bug.
Oh, stop.
just
I
kidding.
think that we did do the overnight when we went to.
Yeah, you have to when
When
you
we
go to
went to
Italy.
Italy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Unless you, I guess, were to do something like you did, stay in London or fly to London same day, and then like a few days later, then you could fly same day to Italy. That would be a way around it. But
I would love to go to London just for a long weekend.
Yeah.
I would do it because I love that city.
yeah, no,
It's
I love
such
that
a cool
city too.
It's a lot busier than I thought. I mean, I knew it was a big, busy city, but it is a hub. I mean, some areas remind me of Vegas. There were so many people on the sidewalk. I mean, just
Oh yeah,
people
like down by the
everywhere.
London Eye.
Yeah,
and, yeah.
It was very. You had some areas that were very touristy, then you had other areas that were just completely authentic. Like some of those pubs we went in. I mean, it's so cool.
I would like to live there. Don't tell my children. Mom wants to. My adult children. I mean, I technically could move to London and live there, but we loved it there.
Yeah, I really like that.
Yeah, we had a
city,
good
too.
time.
I would
Yeah.
go back there in a heartbeat. So anywhere in Europe, I would go.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
No, I know.
That was a look like I know. I'll bring you there again.
Yeah.
We'll go again.
We'll go back on
Yeah.
the United flight. I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
So, well, guys, if you heard anything that you want more information on, give us a call or hit us up on Facebook or Instagram or penyaktravel.com.
Yep.
Open book of information. We're happy to help. Now, if you call our office line, you might get Joe.
Yeah.
So
And
you
what's
might
our
get
office line? Do you remember our 800 number?
1-800 something 3278.
Yeah, 674-3278. We have this down
674-3278.
pat now.
I've got the last four down. So 1-800-674-3278.
That's right.
And you may hear my voice.
Yep, maybe so.
Penyak Travel. This is Joe.
Joe's beautiful voice answering the phones. We're so excited to have her. No, seriously, Joe, we are super excited to have you on the team. I think you're going to be a
so
phenomenal
pumped.
addition. You're going to be able to help the company grow, and we're super, super, super excited to have you.
It's going to be a good time.
Yes, it's going to be fun.
Yeah, we're excited. So, all right, guys, we'll wrap it up a show. If you stuck with us, thank you so much. Oh, and by the way, we're trying to get our review game up. Our review game is
Yes,
real weak.
please
I think we have
leave
like
us-
14-ish reviews.
Yeah,
I
so
wanna
if
start
we
trying.
could get a 5-star review, that would be great.
Yeah, 5-star review. But no, just be honest. If you like the show, give us a review. But we
Yeah.
appreciate it. Thank you guys so much, and we will see you next time.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.